Hey guys, what's up? My name is Piepio Jo. I'm an 18-year-old boy from Myanmar, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over my road to $50,000 a month. I'm going to be giving you an overview, a plan of how I plan to get to $50,000 in profit a month. When I plan to get there, how I plan to get there. In this video, I'll be talking about who I am, why I'm doing this, what my plan is, and how I plan to get there, what I have done so far, what I am doing right now, and what is the future of the channel, why should you stick around, and what can you expect to see in the future. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's first go over the first point, which is who I am. So my name is Piepio Jo. That's my Burmese name. My English name is Edward, so you can just call me that if you wish. I'm currently 18 years old. In fact, I just turned 18 a bit over a week ago, so finally legal, but to be honest, nothing really changed. For my current status, you could say I'm soon to be a university student. I just finished my Canadian grade 12 program, my OSST program, in November of last year. So I'm currently on a break right now. In fact, I have my graduation in about 2 weeks. So after that, I'm officially a free man and I can do whatever I want until I go study overseas in either Canada or the UK. My primary choice is Canada, and I'll probably be studying in either Montreal or Vancouver. So yeah, that's gonna happen about September of this year because I applied for the fall intake of 2025. So until then, for like the next 6 or 7 months, I'm basically a free person and I can do whatever I want. So about my nationality and my background. So I was born and raised in Yangon, Myanmar. And I'm pretty sure most of you don't even know where that is, and you've never heard of Myanmar before. It's also called Burma, if that helps, but it's a small country in Southeast Asia, and it's basically the country between Thailand, China, and India, and it's a third world country, right? It's corrupt and under military rule as of right now. We suffered a military coup about 4 years ago. Um, the military overthrew the democratically elected government, and then now there's still civil wars going on, and a lot of criminal injustice. And in fact, there's a fun fact. I'm pretty sure Myanmar actually has the longest ongoing civil war in the world. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around 60 to 70 years. So, I don't come from the best country, but I'd say I'm about middle class. So, my situation isn't that bad. And our country has terrible economic infrastructure. So, we suffered incredible inflation since the coup. Um, Before the coup, I think one US dollar was equivalent to about 2,100 of our currency, which is called Burmese chat. But now it's about 4,500, so prices almost doubled. And at some point, about 6 to 7 months ago, the price actually skyrocketed all the way up to 6,000 exchange rate. So basically, one US dollar was equivalent to 6,000 jats, which is three times the original exchange rate. So, all the people in our country who saved money with cash, especially because it's really hard to invest money here in things other than gold and real estate, and the banks aren't the best. So, a lot of people held their money in cash. So, uh, when inflation hit, a lot of people suffered because they just couldn't keep up for the prices. Um, yeah, so I come from Myanmar, which is a small country in Southeast Asia. And in terms of my nationality, my father is Malaysian and my mother is Burmese. So I'm 50% Malaysian and 50% Burmese. Now, the interesting thing about me is I actually have a lot of different ethnicities combined into one. So, for example, my grandpa from my mother's side was British, and I also have some Filipino blood in me. So, although I say I'm half Malaysian and half Burmese, there's still a portion of British and Filipino blood in me. So, I have like 4 or 5 different blood nationalities mixed in me. So, yeah, I think that's enough about who I am. Let's move on to the second point, which is why I'm doing all this in the first place. Now, I believe that it's important for anyone who's striving to achieve anything in their lives to have a very strong why and for it to be very distinct, for them to understand their why. Because when you know your why, your your dedication is not based on how motivated you are, right? You're much more likely to be consistent because even if you're feeling down, how much work you put in isn't based on your mood and how you're feeling right now, but it's moreover based on the things that you want to achieve and your why. So I made this little diagram you can see on screen here. It's basically like a Y triangle, like a priority triangle. The higher up the triangle you go, it's more motivating, and the lower down the triangle you go, it's the opposite, so it's less motivating. And I have five different Y's on the right side of the triangle. So at the very top, we have giving back to my family. So, you know, ever since I was young, I didn't really have that many friends. Um, you know, I was always the youngest in my class, so everyone was, 15, 16, hitting early puberty, or somewhere even mid puberty, and I was still like doing goo goo gaga in school. So I was always bullied and looked down upon, and I didn't really have much friends. So I was really close with my family, right? My sister, my mom, my aunts. Um, they would be the ones that I would talk to about everything. So I really understand them on a deep level, and I want to give back to them as much as possible. So my biggest why is giving back to my family because I know the struggles we've been through, and I've seen the sacrifices that everyone had to make, not to only make their lives better and our lives better, but also my lives better. Because I feel like people in my family are really selfless, and they really value me, and they try their best to give me a good life. So the first thing I'll do when I get rich, and one of the main reasons that I want to get rich, is to give back to my family. And the second reason, which actually kind of ties into the first reason, I'd actually put this as the highest priority now that I think about it, but it's making my mom proud. So an interesting thing about me is that me and my mom have a very close relationship. My dad is Malaysian, and he currently, either stays in Indonesia or Malaysia. He kind of switches between the two over the course of the year, and we only meet for maybe 1, 2, 3 weeks a year. So ever since I was young, I grew up with my mother, and we were really, really close, and we still are very, very close. I tell her about everything. She knows my deepest, darkest secrets. We do everything together. We go on trips together. So me and my mom have a very uh, closely knit relationship, and my mom didn't have the easiest life at all. And I know her better than most people do because I'm here beside her every single day. I have no one, and I only have her, and she has no one, and she only has me. So at certain times, I understand, the struggles she went through, and I'm seeing in person the struggles and the sacrifices that she had to make to give me a better life. For example, if she got like, uh, $700, she would spend $500 just to buy me a shirt that I liked, right? And she would spend 200, and she would save $200 so that sometime in the future when I wanted something, she could spend $200 to get me that. So she's really selfless. She sacrifices a lot for me, and then there's just so much appreciation and love I have for my mother, and I promised her that I would give her good things when I grow up and give her a good life, and that the sacrifices she made for me weren't for waste, and that they would pay off. So that's probably the second priority on the list. And the third priority, which is probably the one that you guys can relate to the most, is materialistic things. So, I'm a big fan of materialistic things. I've actually added two pictures of some materialistic things on the screen here. So on the left, you have a Bugatti Chiron, which is my favorite car. I'm really into cars. I love expensive cars. I love Rolls-Royce Cullinan in terms of hypercars. I like the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. I like the Bugatti Chiron. I like the McLaren Speedtail. And I also love watches, right? I like the Patek Philippe Nautilus. I have a picture of the 5711 model up here. I like the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. I love Richard Milles. I love skeleton watches. I love Rolex day dates. So I'm really into cars and watches when it comes to materialistic things. And I feel like materialistic things are quite important because it's much easier to visualize, right? Because once it's there, it's there. Giving back to your family, it's not just one thing. You don't just give back to your family and you're done with it, right? You don't just make your mom proud and you're done with it, right? But with materialistic things, once you buy a Bugatti, you have a Bugatti. You can just take it off. You're done with that. Once you get a Patek Philippe Nautilus, you can just take it off. So these are very easy to imagine goals, and it's very easy to get inspired by this, right? You can just look at the picture. You don't have to imagine any imaginary scenarios. I have a folder on my phone that says 2030, where I have a picture of all the cars I want and all the watches I want. And whenever I want some type of motivation, I can just go and look at one of those pictures and, let's just say I'll feel pretty motivated afterwards. So, yeah, the third priority on the list is materialistic things like cars, watches, and, all the things you can buy with money. Now, the fourth in priority on the list is validation slash respect slash admiration. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of saying that, I don't care what other people think of me. I'm doing this for myself, that I'm self sufficient. I don't care, if people think I'm rich, if people think I'm poor. Um, there's this saying, act like, I don't even know the saying, but something like, act like you can't afford the bread until they realize you own the bakery. Shit like that, and being humble. I'm not all for that because I feel like humans are social creatures by nature, and we're very emotional creatures by nature, and we crave validation from others. We crave attention from others, respect from other men, admiration from other men, and we, you know, appreciate when women give attention to us. So I feel like it's very important for me um, to feel a sort of feeling of respect, right? I want people to look at me and think, wow, this guy's made a good life for himself. He's respectable, right? He's in a position in his life where he deserves a certain level of respect and validation. A big part of that is actually female validation. So, you know, rich people are much more attractive to women, and women consider men who are better off as, more ideal partners. So, this all ties into that. And there's obviously, even though I want to be self sufficient, I want to say I don't care about what other people think, there's this part of me, and I feel like for most people, there will be a part of you. Maybe it isn't as big as for others, but there will be a part of you that eventually will want validation, attention, respect, and admiration from others, especially those from the opposite sex. So that is fourth on the priority list. And moving on, I feel kind of bad putting this at the bottom of the list, but it's just the truth. I'm all for complete transparency. This is literally how I would um, rank things in my head, and that is donating to the less fortunate. So, you know, I love donating. I'd say I'm a pretty nice guy. I don't want to. Nice guys don't say they're nice, but I'd say I have a pretty good heart, and I'm a pure guy. So I like donating to people. I just don't like seeing people suffering. I, so no, it's not just humans. It's also dogs and animals. So whenever people are in a situation where they can't really control it and they're just trying their best to get out of it, but they can't. I just can't see that shit. So, I love donating to dog shelters, to people who have disabilities, people who are begging, even if, in my country personally, there's a lot of beggars and there's a lot of people who are perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but they just choose to beg instead of getting a job because they just get more money and it's an easier way for them. But even though I know that, I still donate, right? Because at the end of the day, you never know someone's story, right? Just because someone has both arms doesn't mean they're not disabled, right? You know, there could be a person with no arms and like, one leg. Everyone will pity them. But if people have two legs and two arms, maybe they have like autism or some sort of mental disorder. You never know what situation someone else is in, right? So it's always better to stay on the safe side. And that's why when I get a lot of money, I'll try and donate to dog shelters and homeless people, maybe do some Mr. Beast shit and build some wells in like Ghana or something. But yeah, so summing it all up, the highest on the priority would be making my mom proud. I'm going to switch it up now. Second would be giving back to my family. Third would be materialistic things. Fourth would be attention and validation from other people. And then fifth would be donating to the less fortunate. Now, moving on. Why do I have this mindset? Why do I want to get rich? Who do I look up to? Now, I'd love to say that my role model is my dad, and he is to a certain extent. But when it comes to purely business, I would probably say these are my four mentors. So we have Kian Haas. On the left here, we have Manjeet Singh. And we have the Anua brothers. So we have Ruben and Samuel Anua. And we have Iman Gadzi. Now, the reason these four are my role models is because, in terms of personality, I would probably prefer the Anua brothers. I love their mindset. I loved how they're so, cold and emotionless, and they just want to scale to the moon, and they just, And whenever I watch their videos, there's no sense of like worry or stress. It's literally just money. All they care about is printing, and they'll spend it, then they'll print, then they'll spend. And they showcase a very good balance of work and life, where they're working really hard. They have periods where they spend 1 month just working, grinding, making money. And then once they make that money, they take a trip to Ibiza or to Dubai or just party on a yacht. So it's a good balance, and it kind of shows me um, how life is like at the higher levels. And I also feel like their content is very raw and they're just very genuine. Iman Ghatzi, some of the things he says I like, but I feel like he's kind of become like this meme in a way because Iman Ghatzi started off as he started giving good advice, but as he started getting higher and higher, he started thinking of ways to monetize his audience, and then once he started selling a course and people kept saying he sells courses, I feel like it's much harder to truly believe in every word he's saying, and it's hard to see it as not a funnel that will eventually end up to us purchasing his course. But he's a good guy. Most of the things he says make sense to a certain degree, and I love seeing him on TikTok saying motivational stuff. So Imran Ghatzi's up there. Kian Haas and Manjeet Singh. These two I don't know very well on a personal level because I don't speak their languages. I'm pretty sure Kian Haas is German and Manjeet Singh is also German. I believe he's from the Netherlands or something. So for these two, I love their lifestyle and the materialistic things. So Kian Haas has a very nice Bugatti Chiron. Pretty sure Kian Haas owns the number one license plate as well. So he has the number one license plate in Dubai on his Bugatti Chiron, which I feel is extremely cool. And Manjeet Singh, as you can see in the photo, he just has a crazy lifestyle, crazy cars. You can see a Lamborghini Aventador. I don't know if that's an SV or an SVJ or whatever. He has a G-Wagon. He also has this beautiful Bugatti. He has like 9 cars. His mansion is really nice. And I love his ethic because I'm pretty sure he brings his parents everywhere, right? I see other people who are successful whenever they're on private jets and stuff. I always see, girls who are like pretty much half naked and a bunch of strippers and stuff. But with this guy, it's always his mom, right? He always prioritizes his parents. He buys his dad a car. He buys his mom, experiences and materialistic things. So he's an example of maintaining your values and respect for your parents as you grow up. So these 4, I would say, are my main role models when it comes to business and just lifestyle in general. So yeah, that basically sums up my why for why I'm trying to get to this level in life. So moving on to my plan, right? A goal without a plan is basically nothing. So how am I planning to get to $50,000 a month in profit? Well, it's pretty simple, and I'm going to be trying to do it through organic dropshipping. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of dropshipping. If you're watching this video, you've probably heard of it a billion times. It's been around for like 6 years. Most people say it's died out, but from what I've seen, I don't think it's died out yet. So, okay, here's a rough overview of my plan. I'm going to test 3 to 4 products a month until I find a winner or a semi-winner. I'm going to post 70 to 80 videos per product before I determine whether I should drop it or move on to the next or keep running it. I'm going to be posting 5 to 7 videos a day, so on average, this will take me about 2 weeks per product, and I'm gonna test 2 products at once. So I'll test 2 products at once on 2 different stores. I'll post 5 to 7 videos on both accounts for both products, and then after 2 weeks, after I've posted 70 to 80 plus videos, I'll determine based on the traction, engagement, and the results whether I should keep running the product or I should find a new one. And while I'm free, I'll also be doing product research to prepare for the next products that I'm going to be testing. So while doing this, I'm going to try and learn the skills of sales and marketing, right? I've basically done nothing, and I feel like I've already gotten better at sales and marketing. So sales and marketing, understanding your target audience, understanding their pain point, and knowing how to hit it, right? I feel like you have to understand your audience with dropshipping, and you have to know what they want, and you have to know how to give it to them. And these are skills that I will eventually learn inevitably from organic dropshipping. I'll also be getting better at content creation. So what I've seen is experienced dropshippers can go viral like back to back to back to back to back. Like it's a skill. It's not just luck. At first I thought virality was luck, right? It's based on luck. But once you see these more experienced dropshippers and you see their pages, you will understand it is not luck. There is still a factor of luck, but their luck, it's just much more probable for them to go viral than the average person. They'll post 5 videos and one of them will go viral, right? So that's one viral video a day. Or they're posting like 10 videos a day, it's like 2 viral videos a day, which is crazy. But I'm gonna get better at content creation and I'll understand the art of going viral and what it takes to go viral. So, improving the hook, the text, the visuals, lighting, sound effects, suspense, all that type of stuff. It's gonna be very helpful for me. And then from doing that, I'm gonna try to find a winner or a semi-winner, and then from the profit I get from that product, I'm going to save a couple $1,000 USD. So using this couple $1,000, $3,000 to $4,000, I'm going to join Michael Bernstein's organic dropshipping program. So Michael Bernstein, if you don't know who he is, you should probably search him up. He's a cool guy. He's a YouTuber, an organic dropshipping YouTuber. He's solely for organic, but I think he also has a branch in his program which is for paid ads, but he's primarily focused on organic dropshipping. But I like him because he has so many case studies out of people who are in my situation. He has people who are 16, 17, 18, 20, 40, whatever. Doesn't matter. They can be from the US, Canada, Afghanistan, Ghana, Brunei, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Wherever they're from, wherever they started, whoever they are, he's been able to get people from all types of origins and backgrounds to a large amount of profit, right? Per month, monthly income. And I don't know, there's just something about him that's so genuine, right? When I listen to the things he's saying and I look at his face, I just feel like he's not a scam, right? Compared to all these other courses online, I feel like he's much more genuine and I can actually trust him with my money. And a couple $1,000 is not a small amount of money. It's a lot of money, but at the same time, I believe it's worth it because, let's say you spend $3,000, but then what happens is within the first month you get nothing. Maybe you might lose more money. The second month, third month, you make $100,000 in profit, and then you're gonna make $97,000 in profit because you spent $3,000 on the course. But the thing is, as you're making that profit, you're also learning skills, right? He's telling you do this to go viral, do this to find the perfect product. This is a good product. This is a bad product. And eventually, if you're dedicated and committed and you listen to what he's saying, you'll learn what makes a good product, how to increase your chances of finding a winning product. You'll learn all the technical stuff like targeting properly, not getting shadow banned, making a warmed up account. You'll learn how to market, how to create viral videos. And with those 3 skills you learned by paying $3,000, who knows, you can make millions back. So it's such a high return on investment program, and I feel like this is my best course of action. And after I join this program, I'm going to learn, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to optimize and scale. If he tells me this is good, this is bad, I'll listen to him, I'll do whatever he says, but I'll also try and analyze what he's saying, so I'm not just, his puppet, but I'm actually learning from him, right? And from what I've seen from all these case studies, it's a pretty hands-on experience, so I love that. And hopefully I can optimize and scale to, my goal. So here is a goal timeline. So this is basically separated by months and where I hope to be in the coming months and year, basically. So by April of 2025, which is, I believe, in like 3 months, I want to find my first semi-winning product and make a couple $1,000s, right? I'm not trying to, find an absolute winner, make like 6 figures, right? Or like $50,000, $60,000. I just want a product that has enough potential for it to make a couple $1,000s in a month, which wouldn't be that bad. Just enough money to the point where I can afford Michael Bernstein's course, and I also have some money left over to test products once I get in that course, right? Because he's not gonna pay for my products and VPN subscriptions and stuff. But once I get that in May of 2025, I'm going to join Michael Bernstein's course. We'll get on a call and hopefully I'm a good fit for his channel. And then in December of 2025, so the end of this year, I want to hit my first $10,000 in revenue in a single month. I think it's achievable. We have about 11 months left, 11 months or like 330 days to hit my first 10K revenue month, which I certainly believe is possible. By this time, I'll be in Canada, which hopefully will make it much easier because the infrastructure is much better there and it's much easier to order products and test. Oh, one thing about my country, I told you the infrastructure is terrible. The transportation infrastructure is even worse because of the civil war, all the borders with China and India are all, closed, and they're filled with war. So to order a product here, it takes about 2 to 3 months, right? And the shipping fees are crazy, and a lot of the major retailers don't even ship here. So what you usually have to do is, if you have a relative or an agent in another country, they have to order the product and then they have to come to Myanmar or ship it to you directly. So that's a pain in the ass. It just makes the process like 10 times harder. So yeah, hopefully it'll be much easier for me to test products by then. And in March 2025, this is not supposed to be 2025. All the months here are supposed to be 2026. That's an error on my part. My bad. But yeah, March 2026, I want to make my first 10K profit month. January, February, March. Yeah. So that's the third month of 2023. 3 months into 2023, I want to hit my first $10,000 profit month. This is a huge milestone. So it's basically about 1 year, right? Let's just say I started my dropshipping journey in January of this year. It's basically 15 months. So it took me 15 months of hard, dedicated, and consistent work with dropshipping to hit my first 10K profit month. Then in July of 2026, I want to hit my first 20 to 30K profit month. By August of 2026, I want to start hitting consistent 20K to 30K profit months in US dollars. And by the end of next year, I want to hit my grand goal of $50,000 a month in profit. So, right, this is a very, very ambitious timeline, right? It's very optimistic, but at the same time, I feel like, you have to aim high. If I aim for 50K and I get 30K, that means if I aim for 30K, I'm going to end up with like 20K, right? So this is pretty realistic. I kind of sped it up towards the end because from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's much harder to make your first sales, but once you actually get the hang of it, it's much easier to scale, right? Going from 0 to 10K a month is much harder than going from 10 to like 50K a month. At least that's what I've heard from all these different people that I've talked to and watched online. So I give myself 15 months to get to 10K profit a month. And then I give myself basically a year, a bit less than a year, maybe like 8 months to get from 10K profit a month all the way to 50K profit a month, which is my end goal. So my journey, although the journey never ends, right? Once I get 10K, I want 50K. Once I get 50K, I want 100K. Once I get 100K, 200, 300. It never ends. But this is the first section of my journey, and it ends at 50K profit a month. And I want to reach that journey in December of 2026, which is 1 month before my birthday. So I will be, let's just say I'll be 19. Wait, no, I won't be 19. I'll be 20. So when I turn 20, I'll be making 50K a month, which is pretty good, right? I'm 20 years old and I'm making 50K a month, which is solid, right? You see all these teenagers online making like millions with crypto, and like Daniel Bitton, he's making millions, like 17. He's like 17 now. So I feel like they set a lot of false standards, but most people at 20 years old don't even know what the fuck they're doing with their lives, right? They're probably failing university courses. They're probably not even in school, enrolled in any schools. So, I don't mean to cut slack on anyone, but that's just the reality of it because, at some point, a couple years ago, I was also lost in my own journey. So, yeah, 50K profit a month by the time I'm 20, which is in about a little bit less than 2 years. Um, yeah, 2 years to 50K a month. I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Although this is fairly ambitious of a timeline, I feel like I could pull it off. Hopefully, we'll see. Stick around. We'll see if I can pull it off. So, to ensure that I get to this goal, I set 5 rules for myself. These aren't just business rules; these are lifestyle rules and just personal rules that I have to stick to make sure that I don't become an idiot. So the first rule is to have a small circle. People are unpredictable, right? I feel like people come with so much emotional baggage and problems, and most people don't provide any value to you, right? When they need something, they'll give you a call. If you don't help, you're a bad friend. But when you need something, they can't do shit for you. They just are fucking useless, right? And I'm talking about if you're an entrepreneur or if you have some sort of money. If they need something, they'll call you. If you need something, they can't help you in any way, or they probably don't even want to try to help you. So, with people, like I said, they're emotional creatures. There are feelings of hatred, jealousy, envy, all these different things, and people are unpredictable, right? So I personally like to preach that it's better to have a small circle of friends that you trust and support you and are genuinely interested in you as a person, than to have a lot of friends who may hate you and just want to ruin your life, right? You never know what people can do. Rule number 2 is no drugs, alcohol, or smoking. This is pretty straightforward. You're just killing yourself if you do this shit. Third is no lust or seeking attention from women. Now, I feel like at some point in your life, every man should obviously seek attention from women so he can get a girlfriend, a partner, and continue with his life. But at a young age, I'm 18. I'll be 20 by the time, hopefully, according to my goals, I'll reach this. This is still a young age, right? And it's very hard to maintain a relationship from such a young age, especially when I'm working on myself. So I feel like for men, roughly speaking, your late teens into your early 20s, you probably shouldn't date, right? You should focus on yourself. You shouldn't chase women because these are the times where you can sacrifice hard work and quick dopamine to get to a higher position in life. Because when you're young, it's much easier to risk things. Once you get a girlfriend at an early age, let's just say you end up having kids, it's over, right? You have a family to support. You can't take risks with dropshipping. You can't quit your job and do dropshipping 24/7, right? Because it's not guaranteed. And who knows how much money you'll make. So, if a perfect girl who's so pure, who's so genuine, loving, and caring just walks into my life because, God just had that plan for me, then, I obviously won't kick her away, but I won't be actively chasing women. My fourth rule is to get fit, eat clean, and be healthy. So, as you can probably see from my physique, um, I'm not the smallest guy. I'd say I'm pretty muscular, but at the same time, I'm like 16, 15, 16% body fat. You can see my face is quite puffy. So, um, I want to get fit, hit the gym 5 times a day. I mean, sorry, 5 times a week, 5 times a day. I'm not Larry Wheels, but like 5 times a week. I want to eat clean, high protein, no processed sugars, no, processed foods, unhealthy shit, and oils. And I want to just be healthy because once you're healthy, you feel better. You're more confident. You have a sharper mind. You can think clearer, and it just helps you in so many ways, indirectly and directly, right? So I'm currently working on it. I'm hitting the gym. I'm dieting. I'm trying to eat clean and sleep regularly. It's actually 1 a.m. now. So yeah, today is maybe an exception, but I have to film this video, so it's fine. My fifth and final rule, is to stay close to God, family, and have values. So even though I'm gonna have a lot of experiences as I grow up, I'm gonna meet a lot of people. I'm gonna have a lot of stress and problems. No matter what happens, I want to make sure that I'm close to God and that I always look up to Him and listen to His teachings. I want to make sure I never forget the values of my family and never forget the things they did for me because, I feel like it's so embarrassing for a man to have his family support him and support him to get to a higher place. And once he becomes successful, he just forgets about his family. I don't like that. I've seen ads when I was younger of people who left their mom in like the corner, like eating all the bones, and then he was with his girlfriend eating shit. I don't want to do that. I'm not for that shit. I feel like you should always respect your family. You should always respect God, listen to them, because they're the ones who brought you into this life, and you can't forget that. You always have to be thankful, no matter how wise you think you are. For you to get from a freaking embryo to the level that you are now, it was because of them, right? Last but not least, have values. Values, I just mean the basic things, right? Ethical values, moral values. Just be a man. Stick to your mission. Don't be a pervert. Don't do wrong things. Don't like hurt people without having to. Just be a man, right? Be a man. Be elegant. Have character, right? That's what I want to say. So these are my main 5 rules that I will stick to. I will try my best to stick to. I'm pretty sure I can do it because I've been doing it my whole life, except number 4. But yeah, these are my goals that I will have to stick to, my rules, as I embark on this journey. So moving on to point number 4 is, I've talked about what I've done, what I'm planning to do, where I want to get to, how I plan to get there. But what have I done so far, right? So I've actually tested one product so far, and that's a bonfire diffuser. So it's a diffuser that looks like a bonfire. I have it right here, actually. Let me grab it. Yeah, this thing, right? So you plug it up with a C-type charger or a power bank. You press the fire button, and basically, like, mist comes out looking like flames with this orange LED. So I started testing this on the 16th of January, and I stopped on the 1st of February. So that's about 2 weeks or 15 days that I tested this product. I posted a total of 33 videos on TikTok and on Instagram, but with Instagram, I was getting 0 views on a lot of the videos, and I was getting like 13, 15 views, even though I was posting like 5 to 10 videos. So I ended up just scrapping Instagram and just sticking to TikTok. But I posted 33 videos. I got 30,000 views total. So that averages out at about just over 950 views a video. I got a total of 120 followers. Yay, right? But the fun thing is, it's almost entirely bots. So, if you dropship yourself, you'll probably know those people who sell courses like Ecom Sarah, like Digital Marketing Hub. They're basically these bots or people that just follow you and message you saying, hey, I'm ready to buy this product. Send me a link to your store. And then they'll say, oh, you're a great business owner. I want to support you. Like, pay me $1,000. I'll get you to like $1 million a month in sales, right? So it's bots. If you look through my following, you can actually check my account. You'll see all these different marketing bots, basically. Unfortunately, I got no sales. And I got 10 to 20 website sessions. So 10 to 20 genuine human website sessions. No bots. So, if I went into my sessions and I saw like 15 sessions, but 14 of them came from the exact same situation with 1 hour intervals in between, then I know that's a bot. But if there's this one random guy in Poland, then, that's probably a real website session. That's how I determine the difference between a real and a bot or something. So, unfortunately, no sales, no traction, no viral videos. The most views I got with a single video was like 1,500. Yeah, I'll probably put a video up on screen of how my videos look. They weren't the worst, but they were just kind of really bland and not targeted at all. It was so broad. I was just trying so hard to make it look cool. There was no point, no story in the video. I was putting like a relaxing camping diffuser in front of an anime screen, which is just not related in that niche at all. So yeah, I learned a lot from this though. Here's my page. 118 followers, 1,978 likes. The name of the brand was Emberfy, and I had a pretty nice store, but unfortunately not enough people went to the store, or either not enough people wanted the product for them to convert. So yeah, this is what I've done so far. Now moving on to the last and final point, which is the future of this YouTube channel. So, you know who I am. If you've stuck around to the end of this video, you probably have the best attention span the world has ever seen. This is probably the most boring piece of shit you've ever watched in your life. But if you stick around till the end, you're probably, your dopamine sensors are fresh as crap. But why should you stick around, right? Why should you subscribe? Why should you mark my name down and keep coming back? Because this is certainly not going to be on your For You page, right? So you have to, if you want to keep up with my journey, you have to probably mark my name down. But the future of this YouTube channel, right? Why should you stick around? What can you expect to see? So, weekly videos documenting my progress. So every week, either on Monday or Sunday, I will post a video going over everything I did for that week. If I made any sales, what videos I posted, how many videos I posted, how many views I got. I'll be calculating the metrics and engagement. I'll be giving you all the statistics, what I learned from it, what I did bad, and basically updates of my entire journey and statistics to see where I'm at. So you can actually follow me with my journey, along my journey. And you can also get free value from me, and we can grow together, right? Let's say, for example, you're just watching me, you're watching my videos not just for fun, but you actually want to see if it works, right? You're thinking about getting into organic dropshipping or dropshipping in general, and you want to see a very authentic and genuine journey of a man who's trying to get to financial freedom, right? So let's just say you're joining me on my journey to get to 10K a month. You see me, I tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing this. This is how I find my products. This is what I'm testing. This is how I make my videos. This is when I post. Let's say in 4 months, I make it to 4 or 5 months, I make it to like 5-6K a month. Then you literally know exactly how I did it, and you can replicate it for yourself, right? In this way, we can grow together. Whenever I discover something, I'll tell you guys. For example, if I'm trying to make a burner account or like a new account and I get suspended, how did I get over that? So if you're facing the same problem, you can just learn from me, or just replicate what I did just to get over that hurdle. And then we can just keep growing as I grow. If you guys just follow me, I'm not saying like I'm some kind of guru or selling a course in any way, but you can learn from my experiences, right? Even though I'm not the most experienced person, you're probably not the most experienced person too. So you can just follow me, and I'll always just be like one step ahead of you, so it's not too hard to follow me. And hopefully someday we'll both be sitting at 50K a month or above in profit. So yeah, that marks the end of this YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can subscribe if you want. You can like the video if you want. Maybe you can comment what you thought. Just stick around, man. If you really believe in me, if you listen to all the things I said, and you think that I can make it, I think I can make it, right? I have this sense of self-belief and confidence in myself. But if you think I can make it, you want to stick around for my journey, maybe you want to join me on this journey, maybe subscribe, right? Turn on your notifications, so whenever I post a new video, you're updated. And you can, just join me on this journey, because it's going to be fun. There's going to be so many obstacles and challenges and ups and downs, and I can't wait for it. And I just want to bring a couple of you guys along with me, and maybe someday I can build a personal brand. And maybe, hey, this is the next Iman Ghazi. So yeah, if you want to stick around, you can subscribe and like the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was just a quick sneak peek into me, who I am, what I want to do, how I want to do it. And yeah, stick around for more videos, and there's just much more to come. And yeah, bye-bye, guys. Have a nice day. Peace.